All right, everybody, welcome back to Hour 2 of Blades in the Dark. I'm still Matt, and this is still Anthony, Emily, Mike, and Ian. And we are headed into Hour 2, where I presume we will be taking down our first score. That's how it's shaping up.
You'll try.
I'm Bilbo.
Oh, yeah,
Look it up.
and also Anthony is now Bilbo.
Bilbo.
Not Wakasis, apparently.
Yeah, it's just
It's true.
FYI.
You know, he's
pronounced
always been Bilbo.
Well, Cases was his secret identity.
He's his twin. He's his twin.
It's my twin.
He is his own twin, okay?
Anthony will just switch characters halfway through back to Cases and then to Bilbo.
Yeah, anytime he's talking to Bajo Baz, he'll just be like, I'm Bilbo. I know I'm Frodo. I'm Frodo today.
I'm Pippin.
They're just twins, not triplets. Just
All right.
the two of them.
So, this is what would be considered the planning phase of Blades in the Dark. So, on your character sheet at the bottom of the playbook tab, you should see planning and load, little section way down at the bottom. Y'all get to decide what your plan of attack is for the score and establish what your load is going to be.
So, given the address, do I know what kind of building it is? Like,
Yep.
you know, I assume.
So
So let me explain how I assume I would have scouted it out. Just by an old man taking a walk in the middle of the day, nothing, Well, and by the middle of the day, it's always dark, but you know what I mean. Like when most people are normally out, I would be out taking a walk and looking. And I believe I might have attuned at one point to the spirit field, the ghost field, to let Willie go take a quick look inside.
To let the Willy out.
To gather
To
information.
unleash my Willie. Yes.
This would be a gather
Really?
information roll.
Okay.
So we decide.
Would it be an attune roll as well, or?
Yep. You see, since you're using Willy for this,
Yeah.
then we would do attune because let me double check. Oscar, you can attune to the ghost field to force a nearby spirit to appear before you and obey your command to give it. Yep. So it would be an attune gather information roll.
Okay.
And the player gets +1 bonus die when a friend or contact is involved. I assume that you're friends with
Willie
Willie.
and I, yeah, but should I really take that bonus because I'm going to use Willie most of the time I'm using the attune thing.
We can decide that now. If you want to forego that bonus for sake of balance.
I would like to
Then-
forego that bonus for the sake of balance because I imagine there will be other situations wherein, or maybe I take the bonus when I'm working with Willie, but I can't take the bonus any other time.
I don't like that.
Okay.
I like foregoing it when you're using Willie more.
Okay, yeah.
So you'd be rolling your attune, which for you.
Would you roll separate times for what Willy is
two.
doing? Or would it just be all...
No, it's a blanket roll, so like this is
Yeah.
how good Willie checks out the place.
Yeah. So what's
Okay,
going on
so each
here?
time he rolls on a tune. Got it.
For the benefit of all the players and so that everyone understands, including the viewers and the players, what's going on here is a gather information roll. So anytime you want to gather information or obtain more information than you currently have, for the sake of making a plan or just learning more about someone or something, you make one of these rolls. You decide how you're going to gather the information. For instance, in this case, we're using attune because Oscar is using his command special ability to tell Willie, his ghost compatriot, to go scout out the location. You could also, you could use prowl to gather information, and that'd be like the classic, I'm going to, stealth along the rooftops and maybe try to get inside a bit to scout it out. You could, use command to try and, get the information out of the goons out front. And you can pretty much make an argument for most of the action ratings that you have for how you want to gather your information. So that's one thing that's super cool about Blades in the Dark is that it's super flexible with, hey, I want to do this in this way. And it's like, all right, you roll that for that, and you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super cool that way.
Okay.
We should be ready for you to make your attune roll whenever you are, Matt.
Okay.
I just double checking to make sure there's no other modifiers here. Let's see. When your character gathers information, you ask the GM questions about the fictional world based on what the character is doing to discover the details.
So after I roll, I'll explain kind of how this whole thing goes. Does that work?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Oh, hold on. What is this? Input value extra 0. This just came up.
So that's if you want to push yourself and take 2 stress to get a die, or
okay.
take
But
the
if I
double
don't,
spark.
I just hit okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6 and a 3.
Well, you done did it.
Nice.
All right.
Very good.
That's about as good of a success as you can get.
Mhm. So
So-
can I explain how this happens?
Yeah.
Okay, so Oscar is like just walking down the street, and he's not really doing anything. He's got his normal pair of glasses on, and in front of the address, he pulls out a piece of paper to double check the address. It's the paper that Bazo Baz gave us with the information on it, and he folds it up and puts it back into his satchel. He reaches in and he pulls out a different pair of glasses, takes off the ones that he's wearing then, and puts on the other ones. And then he kind of reaches into his pocket and pulls out this little piece of metal, and kind of he doesn't hand it out, but he just kind of holds it open-handed out, and then it the only thing that is visible that is going on is it starts moving up there, and it's a little skeleton key, and it's for any ghost doors. It's a ghost key that I have as a whisper, and Willie has that obviously, and he walks up there, and he just kind of checks the front door to see if there's a ghost door there. He just puts his hand through it, and he just I imagine there isn't.
There isn't. Not
Okay,
in
so
this
he
case,
just
no.
he just turns around and he goes, "It's clear," and then walks right through, and maybe that's a vocally heard thing, and Oscar doesn't react to that, but everyone else in the place is like, "What?" and just kind of assumes it was someone else. Or
I don't know if what Willie says is
okay, we'll assume
heard
that it
by
isn't.
everyone.
We'll assume that it isn't. Anyway,
unless they're attuning themselves to the ghost field.
Sure.
you know.
Okay, so he walks in there, and he's just kind of checking around. What does he see?
So the way this is going to work is that I'm not necessarily going to tell you the exact layout, but on your playbook section of your character sheet in Roll20, down at the bottom, there's the gather information little section there. You get to ask me one of those questions,
Okay.
and I have to answer.
Can I also ask you how many people are there? Or actually, I will ask, where's the weakness here?
Where's the weakness here?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the building. You're out front, so you can see it's a temple-looking thing. It's got columns out front, big, made of. Let's see, would it be made of marble? I think so. Not extremely bright marble like you would find in Brightstone, but it's at least some. It's a stone building, and the front door's on the larger size, a double French door style, and you can see out front. There's probably a sign that says. Let me double check what it would say. Yeah, it would say Aruvian School of Swordsmanship. Up front, there'd be a sign that says that.
Okay.
And so that's where you're busting into. And if you know, which you would, that is fairly well known to be the headquarters of the Red Sashes.
Sure. What is the weakness of it?
So the weakness here is probably going to be, let's see, I think the weakness would be, Willie will come back to you and he'll say, it's pretty well patrolled, or at least I don't know if I want to play out the conversation
No,
itself.
that's totally fine. Yeah,
Yeah?
that's
Yeah.
absolutely fine. I will be Oscar.
Okay.
Please be Willie.
He says, it's pretty well patrolled. They do have, it looks like they have a network of tunnels that might connect out to to the river.
How big
That
are
might
they?
be They're sewer tunnels.
Sewer tunnels. All right.
Y'all gonna have a lot of fun crawling through those.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. About how many people did you see there, and were they all students, or, you know, is there a different location where the students are versus the instructors, the higher ups, you know?
Definitely seems to be some sort of separation. Didn't look like there's too many students there at the moment, though.
Understood. Interesting. And no, I know you want to become one, but you can't. I know you want to get good with that sword, but not here.
Do you really think that there's going to be an instructor that can teach a ghost how to fight?
Well, you never know.
What use would I have for learning sword fighting? Tell me.
Ghost sorting?
He kind of shakes his head at you.
Hey, whatever. Screw you anyway, Willie.
All
Okay,
right.
good to know. So I go back to the lair and I relay this information to him, and I assume that there was a little bit more detail about like where exactly those tunnels are in the river, like where they come in. Cool.
Yep.
So I relay
You
that
guys-
information.
You guys can use those tunnels if you wish.
Yeah. Silas is like, all right, I think that's the right way to go. Let's do it.
Should we split up and go in there, or should we all go through the tunnels?
Is there a cleaner way?
Mate, in my experience, when you find a weakness, you take it.
Well,
This is a weakness. Let's do it. One group.
all right. Lead the way.
I don't like it either, but we got to do the job. So
I appreciate
So we
your
all going
flexibility,
together?
Irwakesis. I understand this will take a trip to the laundromat.
I already need to, seeing as I
A
haven't
what?
changed.
Eric, when are you gonna change? You smell like shite.
How about after this?
Sounds good.
You haven't complained about it before.
I was trying to be nice.
Willie probably on the way back was mentioning multiple times like,
Yeah.
man, I bet it smelled
Woo.
nasty in there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, because I can't smell. But man, you guys are gonna have.
I imagine that
fun.
like Willie can smell, but it just is a different. Like he smells the spirit world smells.
I don't know. Do ghosts smell?
I don't see why not.
Sure.
Where's John?
Yeah.
He
yeah.
That's kind of the fun thing.
We'll
Though, is
ask
we
him
get
next
to
week.
establish that in our
Yeah.
games universe, like,
Sure.
yeah, what the ghosts are capable of doing and whatnot.
Yeah.
I imagine they can smell.
Okay.
That's fair.
So maybe
So
In which
maybe
case, I'm
instead of
sorry,
that, Willie, yeah, maybe Willie, he's like following behind Lyric, and he's like, "Oh my god, whoa, whoa. Oscar, have you smelled her?" And like this is like on the way back from the meeting with Bazo Baz, and so you're just walking along, and you hear Oscar just be like, "I know it smells like shite," but like,
And I just give you a death glare.
yeah, and I just kind of like wave you off, like, "No, it's not you."
But
Alright,
I
what's
know
your-
it's you.
What's your plan type, y'all?
Where do we find a plan type?
Playbook tab at the bottom
Ah.
under planning and load.
Well, it seems that the weakness we have is an entry point, so maybe we should do the stealth plan.
It could
Yeah.
also be a plan of attack.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. It could, yeah.
I mean, that's more Silas's jam, But that's for you guys.
Hmm.
Are you going in, with the intention of wrecking fools, or are you going in with the intention of remaining undiscovered?
I think
I'd rather not. I know Oscar would rather not start a turf war with the Red Sashes, given that the Lamp Blacks are also kind of on edgy territory with us, given Wakesis' history.
I think like within that, I don't think
Exactly.
Silas just wants to go and just throw chaos into the mix. He's like, he likes violence, but he's not gonna just be like, I'm gonna go do violence. So he's kind of under the understanding like, we're gonna go in this being quiet, but as soon as there's even the whiff of us being spotted, I'm gonna kill someone. Like, I'm gonna stop that from happening. So
That's fair.
Cool.
I would say he's not suggesting assault. He's suggesting like a stealth or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking stealth as well.
I'm not
And
crawling
then-
through the sewers to do anything else.
Yeah. You've got a good
Alright.
point.
Yep.
So you would know from your scouting expedition, Oscar, that your target is in the basement level of the school,
Okay.
and you would theoretically be able to navigate your way there with Willie's help once you get inside.
Okay. Understood. Cool.
All right.
Can we spend some time preparing?
Well, typically speaking, you decide what your plan is, and then we jump right into it.
Yeah.
That's typically how it works. And if
I mean, I know I can do flashbacks during the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I want to spend time before we go in the sewers. 1, hiding my fancy jacket, and 2, disguising myself as a red sash.
Right. I imagine that we probably went back to the lair after this meeting with Bazo Baz,
Yeah.
and before we went directly on this mission. So I think there's probably time for that. I mean, because I had to have time to go scout it out
Yeah.
too, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have till the end of the week to do this. So
Awesome.
Right.
if you want to do something like that before we even get started, I don't have a problem with
I
it.
do. I want it to be a good disguise. That's what I'm saying. I spent some time on this disguise.
Let's see. Disguise kit. I want to see how that works.
It says a theatrical makeup kit equipped with an impressive array of expert appliances to fool the eye.
True. What would we think that the roll would be on that? That'd be probably.
Oh well, I mean, I want to use. It would be sway, wouldn't it? It's deception.
I think that would be sway.
That's my intent.
Yeah.
Is to be
It says
is to be convincingly, like maybe even known.
It
like-
literally says underneath sway disguise. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Like if we're preparing for a week, I'm like going out in my disguise where red sashes hang out. I'm like talking to people as a red sash. I am a red sash.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to be rolling sway. This is going to be a controlled roll for you, because you are all in the controls right now. There's nothing really at risk at this time. Let's see. I have a devil's bargain for you.
I'll hear it.
In order to get a convincing enough disguise to fool some of the higher up the totem pole red sashes that you're likely to encounter, you're gonna have to actually get a red sash uniform from an actual red sash. You could probably make one yourself. It just wouldn't be as convincing to some of the higher ups.
You could ask someone to help you.
Let me put this out there. So this is something Cases would have thought of. Maybe he's playing poker with red sashes. What if he tried to join the red sashes? Well, what if he's already talked to the red sashes because Bazo Baz is an enemy of the red sashes?
well, and this is a good point too, because the rule book says that for the Lampblacks and for the Red Sashes, there is this mentality of you're either with us or against us, and the Red Sashes are looking for help, looking for any sellswords.
You make a powerful enemy in a big city, maybe their enemies or your friends, you know? That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
Just don't go sleeping with the Red Sashes.
You don't want
leaders,
that.
significant other. Yeah.
So you want to say that you are part of the Red Sashes, or at least are attempting to be recruited into the Red Sashes.
Yes.
And then your plan is to go and rob their treasury.
Unrelated. Well, Casus is a friend of the Red Sashes. Bilbo is a thief and a dirty, rotten scoundrel.
There's my boy.
This act may be put on like the interviewer's note cards for when you are interviewed to be a Red Sash. Robbed our treasury.
Well, I think he's saying like this is something that would have already happened. You know.
Yeah.
I would be familiar with them. I would have I would have ingratiated myself a little bit, you know, maybe poured a few stronger drinks, maybe
Okay.
laced a few palms.
Okay.
So I know where to go.
So this is probably going to be a couple different roles then. Maybe. I'm thinking.
I think so.
Well, you never roll twice for the same thing.
Right,
So you just have
but
to pick one.
there's a couple different things going on here. There's one, he wants to be part of the Red Sashes, and he wants to have a disguise for the Red Sashes.
Well, those are one and the same, though, right? Because if you are a Red Sash, then you have the uniform.
Yeah.
So it's
True.
kind of the same thing.
I like to imagine that Wacasis would approach the contacts that he made and like find a way to get a uniform from them directly.
Okay, so this is something that has happened before. Like, this would essentially be a flashback kind of a thing, where
Right.
we're establishing that you're one of the Red Sashes. Okay, I think that would be a sway roll still. You know.
Okay. So just- do I extra 0?
I'm thinking about what position this would be. My initial instinct is risky. Does anyone else have any thoughts on the position that this should be?
I think that sounds right.
I think. Well, I don't even know why it's risky, to be entirely honest. Because I mean, like it said, they're looking for people to join them, and like Anthony said that he kind of buttered him up a little bit. Like it seems like they would just like hire him on pretty much immediately. Because we're a tier 0 gang. We're not even on anyone's radar. It's not like.
Right.
It's not like it's not like they'd be like, so are you a part of the Gambit or like anything like that. I don't think it's that risky at all.
I think
the
it
Red
could be
Sash-
risky because he's trying to like actually become one and be familiar with them and gain a reputation with them.
I don't
in
think
that regard.
Wacasis would have any like personal interest in being a Red Sash, right? Like, but I think when the cards come down, he wanted to have someone not trying to kill him. Like
So
if the turf war
maybe-
just goes up, he
Yeah.
doesn't want Boswell to just walk in his door and shoot him.
It sounds
Yeah,
more
maybe
like
what
a
happened-
it sounds more like a loose alliance than anything.
This would probably have been something that you did shortly after your encounter with Bazo, and you probably thought to yourself, "This guy's totally gonna ruin me if I don't get some friends." So probably shortly after he chased you out. Did he chase you out butt naked?
I left.
From-
I left. I was clothed. I left
Okay.
through the window, but I left.
Okay. So shortly after that, you probably tried to go make some contact with the Red Sashes to.
Yes.
Okay. I think just a standard sway roll then to see if you're able to get in there.
My boy, my man.
Nice roll.
Whoop.
I was gonna offer you a devil's bargain, but you don't need it. Alright.
Roll too quick for the devil's bargain.
I am the devil. Come on.
Yeah. So you are a Red Sash trainee, let's say. You know, you're an intern, maybe kind of.
You're the rank of Red
You're getting the
Rocket.
coffees and
Yeah.
making copies.
You're the bottom of the totem pole, definitely. You know.
Damn, we're just being vicious. I think he gets it.
In my disguise, or Wacasis is actually in the Red Sashes.
You are a Red Sash,
Damn. All right.
Boom.
Oops.
and you're planning to
No
rob
question
them,
asked.
so that might change.
Cool.
Oh boy,
Yeah. So you have a Red Sash uniform.
this could go really well or really, really badly.
I
If
got
you
it.
if you want to try to get Red Sash uniforms for everyone else, you might have to do some more stuff. You know.
Oscar
No.
doesn't want one.
I don't want one either.
I would never. I would know.
There. All right.
Too generous.
I just didn't want to get my clothes dirty, man.
That's all.
Get your Red Sash clothes dirty. All
Sanity.
right.
I will.
All right. So yeah, you have that uniform. So everyone else good to jump into it then and
To
roll
the sewers.
roll our engagement roll. To see how this goes.
Yeah.
Just get to planning and engagement. All right. Make an engagement roll. Okay. It's a fortune roll using the vulnerability of the target as the trait for the roll.
Do we get a bonus to that because we know the vulnerability being the tunnels?
The more vulnerable the target, the more dice you roll. I think that we're probably... See, this is the treasury of the Red Sashes, so... It's going to be probably at least ready, so probably 1 die for that.
I'd imagine.
Judge the vulnerability of the target by comparing the detail of the PC's plan against the awareness and readiness of the target versus that type of plan. Okay, so I think that for this, since you have a pretty established vulnerability of the target, we are going to see, because they aren't guarding these tunnels very well. So that's the thing that's important for this roll. I'm going to call it 3 dice.
Cool.
Because I think it's going to be between average and weak for this plan and for this vulnerability that you guys have found.
We did it, Willie.
Okay. Also consider the difference in tiers. A lower tier target should yield +1. A higher tier target should yield -1 or -2. All right. So you're going to start at 3, and then you're going to lose. Yeah, we're going to lose 2 dice because of their tier difference.
Are they tier 2?
I'm gonna double check which tier the lamp blacks are. They're tier 2, yeah.
You mean the red sashes?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They're tier 2.
Alright.
So yeah. If the operation takes place on PC's turf, give it +1 or +2. Okay. So that's just gonna be 1 dice. I don't think there's anything that says we can't do devil's bargains for engagement rolls. Am I right, Ian?
I don't. Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason why we can't do devil's bargains for.
No. Yeah. I think that's safe.
Okay.
And
Cool.
maybe a justification for a devil's bargain is, as Wakasis was becoming a red sash, he may have seen the insides of this a little bit. So maybe the devil's bargain is we get an extra bonus or we get an extra dice or whatever. But if anyone sees Wakasis and lives, then his name will be like he'll be marked as a traitor among the red sashes as well.
Well, if you guys get caught, that's going to happen no matter what. So.
Well, but there's a difference between traitors and people who are attacking, right? Like, because he's a red sash.
Right. My point is that he is an established red sash trainee at this moment, and if he gets caught breaking into the treasury, that kind of has a tendency to, just completely obliterate any kind of positive relationship with the red sashes. So he would be known from that point on as the guy who robbed the treasury.
Anthony, it seems like you don't want that.
I think you're muted, Anthony.
I haven't said any words yet.
I saw your mouth moving in Skype, and so
We wanted to make it big, right?
there's going to be risks.
You wanted a reputation, didn't you?
Yeah. You're the one that decided, hey, I think it'd be good to establish that my character was a red sash before we go and rob the red sash treasury. That was your decision, sir.
I'm good at my job.
So do we have it? Do we have a devil's bargain?
Very thorough.
The devil's bargain, I think, would have to be that. That your escape through the tunnels would be much more difficult if something goes wrong. So you'd most likely have to find an alternate escape route.
So our benefit is
An extra dice.
Get an extra dice.
Because of my
Call.
Yep.
Work.
You'd get an extra dice on your engagement roll, which essentially determines how well is this going for you when we jump into the middle of the action.
right.
So it's like how you're rolling 10 to disguise yourself or like become a red sash. This is like how well are you doing at the job, and we get an extra dice, so we have a chance.
I'm just thinking about the consequence in relation to that.
Yeah.
It seems like the balance should be on like so. What does the benefit reflect? I guess it reflects our preparation, the knowledge that I have about the organization.
I think the thing about the Devil's Bargain here, Mike, is that normally they're ones that happen no matter what. And this one sounds like if we succeed, then there's no.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think it's
wondering...
like more along the lines of the sewer exit is not a viable option anymore, and we have to go out somewhere else.
Well, see, so anything we're doing here messes with like the preparation we've already done. We're kind of backtracking into our own plan, you know.
I don't think so. How so?
Because if we're saying that, like, okay, we have a 1 engagement based on the fact the minuses we have from tier bonuses and the pluses we have from having prepared, but then we're saying, okay, well, if we take this Devil's Bargain, then we get 1, but then we can't use that tunnel because it's bad. We can't use it. So then we will have effectively negated the effects of having researched the tunnel in the first place.
No, because we've come in without being seen. So we've essentially have escaped fucking up during the entrance strategy, and now we have to figure a way to get out.
Maybe let's try to find something else to do the Devil's Bargain.
Maybe it's that's what I'm trying to say. Is like maybe it's more like we're more likely to be noticed or more likely for things to escalate immediately. Like if someone sees me and it's like, wait a minute.
Well, no. So
maybe that's what it would be. Is that
traitor?
You can take the Devil's Bargain, and as you like come out of the tunnels into the main complex, that you Wacasis are
past year
greeted by someone that you know from the Red Sashes, and they're like, "Hey,
why
what's
would
up,
we-
man?"
Well, hold on.
To use
I
that
think more past that is that his like he's got his red sash disguise, but he may have like the tunnels may lead to some place that he's not authorized to go into necessarily,
Oh.
save for special like occasions.
Well, I want to give a chance for things to be going well, because if I just say, "Hey, the Devil's Bargain is that you guys are gonna come out in a place that's not good for you," then
No,
that
that's just a place that's more dangerous, not a place that.
No,
is...
but
Hold on. I'm not saying that we walk out to some place where he can't be and there's someone standing there like, hey, you can't be here. I'm saying we walk in somewhere and he's not necessarily supposed to be there, so that if we get seen, it's not exactly, like, it's not going to go as swimmingly. There's a higher risk for danger.
I think that, unfortunately, I think that's already in effect since we're exiting, like, we're going to be in the treasury where all their
The
loot
tunnels
is.
don't exit directly into the
Can I-
treasury.
Yeah, hold on.
If I've expended the effort of becoming a red sash, why would we use the sewers at all?
That's for you guys to decide. You know, if you want to try to do a different kind of plan, if you want to try to leverage your status as a red sash, this might be.
Maybe I just use the front door. How about that? Like,
Hold on, I was going to say this. If you want to do that as a group, then this would be probably more of a deception plan, I think. You know,
That would make sense.
if you want to try to say, "Hey, I'm a red sash. These are new recruits," or something like that, then
well,
and then just walk in the front door.
Maybe
Well,
my
I-
disguise is not a red sash.
God damn it!
Well, we've broken the game, guys.
See,
later.
I just want to point out that the reason the planning stage in Blades in the Dark is designed the way it is so that this shit doesn't happen.
And we're trying to make it happen.
So normally what would happen is Mike would say, hey, you found a sewer entrance. Now you're in the sewers, is how it normally goes.
Yeah.
We'll work on it.
Put too much thought into it.
I asked a question because it was very unclear what the point of what you were saying was.
It's fair. It's a fair question. You know, I'm giving you guys shit, but you're.
No, you
You're
just said
not-
you had a devil's bargain, and now I'm confused as to why.
The Devil's Bargain is a mechanic that, you know, I can offer you an extra dice for your roll at the cost of something else.
Yeah, I get the concept, I think. Okay.
So, the discussion that was going on just now, I think, is us trying to decide what that Devil's Bargain should be if you want to try and accept one. Otherwise, you're just going to be rolling one flat dice on
Let's
the
roll.
engagement roll.
Let's roll one flat dice.
Okay. That's fair. You know, if you guys want to do that, who wants to?
50 chance.
Oh. Doesn't everyone roll the engagement? No, it's just one flat roll. Yep. All right, I will roll /roll 2d6.
One.
You did it. Congratulations. God damn it! I rolled 2d6.
Hey, we did it. We did it.
Hey.
Slash
the two
roll
away.
Devil's bargain is Mike messes up the
1d6.
die roll, but he has to do it live on stream.
Well, guys,
Well,
we're screwed.
Is that better?
oh yeah, totally, dude.
Totally better.
Big time.
Love it.
Sorry. Okay. So you rolled a 1.
Yeah, we did.
So that's a bad outcome. The opposition turns the tables. They seize the initiative, launch their own counterattack. For example, a plan to assault. Or make a deception plan. Okay. So you guys you're coming through the tunnels, and you're kind of knee deep in the sewer water, and you're kind of walking through there, and at one point you guys you cross a couple of doors in the side, and as you move past them, both doors on each side open up, and from each of those doors 2 thugs come out, and you're blocked off from that way. So there's 4 dudes staring you down, and they got their weapons drawn. They're looking for a fight.
Well then.
Greetings. Have you checked your plumbing? It's shite down here, and I
And
don't
as
mean the
Oscar
water.
as Oscar says that, Silas takes his knuckle dustered hands and just punches a dude.
Mercs a dude. Wow. All right. I mean, there is no combat mode in Blades in the Dark, so
No.
So what Yuz is gonna do is let me go over to your character sheet here. Give me a second. Bop. You're gonna be rolling. What would you like to roll for your combat?
Well, it's
attack.
close combat, so it's going to be skirmish, I think.
I mean, wreck also makes sense if you just want to, go.
No,
ham.
he's not desperate yet. He's not swinging his fists around all windmill style, oh. He's fighting his boxing stance. So.
All right. Skirmish it is then. So you're gonna be rolling skirmish. Would you like to push
I'm gonna
yourself?
push myself. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah?
push myself. Yeah.
All right. So 3d6s take a stress. 2 stress actually.
2 stress. Yeah, 2.
2 stress. And this is, let's see. Yeah, this is going to be a risky position.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
So.
All right.
Risky business.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're able to. So I assume your goal was to murder this man.
Yeah, I think that Silas is going straight past all the flashy boxing stuff to what he likes, which is straight up one hit and they die kind of thing, and especially since his
Wait,
hands
Silas
are
is One Punch Man?
yeah,
Wow.
essentially.
It takes you a little bit more than 1 punch to take this guy out.
No, yeah, I know.
No.
He's trying to do it in the least amount, so he's now basically pummeling this dude in the face with his metal fist, essentially.
Yeah, he is able to get a punch off on you though, or
Okay.
he's able to rack you in the ribs. Let's see, he's a red sash, so he'd be carrying a sword, wouldn't he? So you are going to take some harm.
Presumably, yeah.
Do I? Wait. Okay, I forgot about this. So I get bonuses in combat because of
Yes.
my.
Because you a big
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
So you are equal in scale to a small gang.
Yep.
So
Whoa.
you probably should have rolled an extra dice on that
I was.
to account for
I
that.
think no. That is It's more of a scale effect kind of thing. I think.
So your effect is greater?
Yeah. So whereas if I had done that roll as a normal dude, it'd been oh, you punched the guy, but this one's more I have a greater effect on it.
Yeah. So he is beaten to a bloody pulp. He is able to get a harm off on you though.
And I can
And-
resist that?
Yeah, you can resist
Okay.
harm.
I'm always gonna try and resist harm with my prowess. Give me a sec. Boop. Woo! No stress.
You do it. Congrats. All right. So, one down. You leap on top of this one guy, and as you do that, you two are starting to fight, and the other three, they charge the rest of you three. So you each kind of have like a one-on-one going on right now. You know, the Red Sashes are pretty confident in their one-on-one fighting skills, so at the moment they don't feel the need to gang up on any of you. They think they're able to take you pretty easily. So it's a 1v1 for everyone. So how does everyone want to deal with their fight?
All I know is real quick after this man is lifeless in the puddle of slush around him, I'm gonna try and run back to the group because I realize that we're not all combat experienced.
What are you talking about? Everyone's the best.
The way I handle this is I'm going to attune to Willie and have Willie strangle this Red Sash. And I'm just going to stand there, staring him down.
Okay. Do you think it'd be fair to say that Willie would have to become visible and
Sure, yeah.
into a physical form for this to happen?
I mean, sure. The spirits like can interact on a physical level regardless of like, but yeah, like sure he can come visible. It's fine with me.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
I don't think
so-
I don't think he necessarily like has to materialize to like interact with someone, but just like as a show of force, he does it. Like when he's when he's in this interaction, he's kind of showing himself as like, "Hi, I'm a ghost, and I know he's not fighting you, but I am."
So
Okay.
real quick, like just because of what we talked about earlier, like whatever we make, we can do whatever we want with our world. Now that Willie can interact with the real world, we can now be attacked by ghosts now.
Yeah,
I'm just like throwing that out there.
Yeah.
This is something to people who maybe have no blades, but like, because this is things different from game to game. Because I know there are other sessions where that isn't a thing, but this is our session, so
Do we won't.
Yeah,
ghosts
I
can
think,
touch people.
Yeah, I mean, I think ghosts can
And they smell.
can touch and like they're very like real but ethereal, and they can also possess people and use people to do it, but like that's not how Willie does it.
Mhm.
So yes, we see this ghost hand like wrap around this Red Sash's throat, and then the rest of it, and like Willie's got this grimace on his face, and he is strangling a Red Sash.
Right.
Sweet.
So you'd be rolling a tune for that.
That is correct.
Right. You can push yourself or ask for a devil's bargain if you want.
Allow me to pull up my character sheet here. No, I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to do it.
Right. 2 dice, 2d6s. This is let's see. I think this would be probably. This entire encounter is going to be risky for everyone. Just an FYI.
Okay, I don't know how that affects my dice roll.
It affects what could possibly happen if you fail.
Okay.
Or succeed.
Sure,
Yes.
understood.
Yeah.
I rolled a 4.
Alright, that's a partial success for you. So, let's see, what could possibly happen here? Complication, reduced effect. Yeah, okay. So, Willie, he goes up and, you know, he starts to strangle this guy. Let's see. Is it possible for this guy to fight Willie off?
Sure. I mean,
I'm just-
it's not like he could slash him with a sword and suddenly Willie's cut in half, right? But like he could certainly resist the effects of being strangled by a ghost, I imagine.
Yeah.
It's not like he has like
Yeah.
superhuman. It's not like I have a god at my hand to just like go murder, like, you know, like you know.
Aww.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I imagine
You know,
like we'll word it this way: at the point of contact between a ghost and whatever he's interacting with, there can be some sort of like at the point at which he's grabbing his throat. Yes, the Red Sash could pull a hand off, but he couldn't like pull out a sword and start swinging through Willie, or else it would just be like Willie's like, "What are you?" You know.
Right.
I don't have
that's-
insides.
That's what I'm trying to establish now, because I think
Yeah.
it's best to establish this kind of stuff early.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that he's able to pull Willie off of him, and he's not in the best of shape. He was being strangled, and so he's
Does he
like
take
able
any
to pull.
effect from being like afraid of the fact that I control a ghost?
I mean, people exposed to spirits in general, they generally take a whole lot of stress. So, how much stress?
Perhaps
exactly
he just
that
takes
is?
a disadvantage on whatever, or like I get an advantage if I want to bash him in the head with my cane now because he's not paying attention to the old man.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right, I'm gonna bash him with my cane.
Okay.
So Willie's like strangling him, and I just kind of like cane over to him and like pull out my cane, and I'm just like ready to hit him. So when he pushes Willie off, it's like cane.
Okay, skirmish then for you on that next one.
Yeah, sure. I have a 0 in it, so here we go, boys.
Good luck.
Do I get any bonuses from the fact that he wasn't paying attention?
I think that's more of an effect thing.
Yeah, that'd be more of a you're in a better position. So instead of risky, you're in a controlled position now. Because I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Because he's not paying attention to you because he was just being strangled by a freaking ghost.
Yep, makes sense.
So-
all right, here we go.
Yeah.
I did it. It didn't do it. Hold on.
Yep.
I clicked it. Okay. Oh, it's trying to roll 0 dice. So do I just roll 2d6? Yeah, because the character sheet's trying to make it roll 0 dice, so it's not.
So
gonna roll
you
anything.
have
So I'm
you
gonna
have
roll
0 in that.
right. So I'm gonna roll
so-
2d6 and take the lowest.
Yeah, or you can
Yeah.
push yourself and roll 1.
Nope. I take a 2.
Alright, you got a 2. So
Ooh.
you go and you try to cane him in the head, but
Uh-huh.
he's able to regain himself quickly enough, and he
Parry it.
he parries it, and he's able to knock you on your ass. Because I assume you're not very difficult to knock over since you need to use a cane.
That is correct.
He knocks you over into the water, and he's gonna try to jump on top of you in a second. You're in a risky position again. Let's see what the other two are doing at the moment.
Mhm.
What cases or Lyric, either one. What is your reaction to being attacked by men with swords?
Do you know?
You stare at them.
Well,
You
yeah.
stare at them with your eyes.
Stare
I-
him down. Make
do
him
I
feel
have-
real uncomfortable.
Okay.
Do I have my red sash uniform on with my red sash sword?
Do you?
I mean that we
Yes.
fucking hell, Anthony.
Yeah.
We tried to establish this.
No,
Did you-
no, don't. Come on. We tried to establish it, but there was some tomfoolery in the conversation. So you just
Yeah.
need to give him a straight answer.
That's
Are
why I
you in
asked.
your- Are you in your red sash uniform or not? That's for you to decide. Are you
Yes,
in your
I am.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
thank
You're in
you.
your red sash uniform.
I mean, I have a sword, right? It's kind of their deal. I look down at it when the guy's running at me, and I kind of go to pull at it, and I pull out my pistol and shoot him in the face. I try to be as as deceptive as possible. I'm fiddling with the sword, and then it's one motion, just boom.
Okay. Then for that kind of a thing, you ultimately get to decide which attribute you roll.
I think it's finesse.
That's
There's
what I
some
was thinking.
overlap between that whole column,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure it's a finesse because it's more about my ability to pull out the pistol faster than he can react to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. So by default, you'd be rolling 1. You can push yourself for the cost of 2 stress, or you can take a devil's bargain.
What's my devil's bargain?
See, the devil's bargain for this would be that you're out of ammo. You only packed 1 shot.
Well, real quick, guns in this world only shoot. They only have 1 ammo per gun, so that's gonna happen regardless.
No, I think he's saying that he didn't carry an extra with him. He doesn't have an extra shot in his pocket because you can carry those.
Yeah.
I think I would just be trying to shoot him, not stressing over it. I mean, this is typical, right? Try to pull my gun on someone as fast as I possibly can. before
So
they
the
cut me up with their sword.
Yeah, the devil's bargain is that you don't have any reloads for your pistol.
I don't think I think I just try the regular old finesse roll
Alright,
on
so
that one.
Flat 1 then?
Yeah.
You can also stress or push yourself if you don't take the devil's bargain.
I'm good.
Right.
Can I just roll it?
Yep.
Ooh.
Hey, my boy.
Murder
My
command.
man.
Shaboom. Too easy.
The outside of his face is now inside.
Yo, gross.
I got the good bullets.
We're down to lyric.
Yes, so I kind of want to figure out if I can do something attuned because I may not have like a spirit buddy that I can sick on somebody, but with attune, I can channel electroplasmic energy, perceive and communicate with ghosts. So I don't know if like I maybe this wouldn't be the kind of circumstance where I could do that, but is there a way that I could try to summon something to my aid, like,
So-
or is that
So
you
yeah, I
use
can speak into that a little bit.
Sure.
So like the reason Oscar can do that is Oscar has an ability that it is it's called compel, which means that I like specifically can attune to the ghost field to like command a ghost to do something, and that's where you took Tempest. So you have like the ability to be storm stuff. So that's the difference there. Like you could presumably
I can
all
do
of
storm
all
stuff
the
in the sewer.
whispers. Yeah,
that would be a
shitstorm.
shitstorm.
A literal shitstorm. You could you can obviously like talk to ghosts like
Sure.
but, and you
But
probably,
I can't just like all of a sudden be like, my army of the undead
right.
come to me.
Yeah.
You're probably
That
And
would
also,
be pretty cool,
you're-
but
I imagine everyone's
Tempest.
probably also a little bit surprised at the fact that suddenly there was a ghost here and it was strangling a man for me.
right.
Maybe that's something we should talk about later, but you know.
Tempest also, as far as I understand, isn't something that you roll dice for. You just say, hey, I'm going to use Tempest, and you take a number of stress equal to how severe you want the effect to be.
How much
Yeah.
of a shitstorm do you want?
Yeah.
So if I were to try to use the Tempest in this situation, it wouldn't be from one of my attributes then.
Right, it would just be, hey, I'm using Tempest. And then you
Okay.
take stress equal to how powerful you want your effect to be. The more
Okay.
stress you take up to 6, the more powerful it becomes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like for a one-on-one interaction, I might want to save the Tempest business for a later time, perhaps. I don't know if I want to possibly incur a lot of stress.
Well, so stress is something that gets recovered between every
that-
single
Yeah.
score, depending on
If
what you
you
do.
indulge your vice.
Right, which
Yeah.
you probably will. So I think it seems like a decent idea to just go for
Yeah.
it. You know, give a little shitstorm, throw some poo poo.
I think that would be fun. Let's do a Tempest then.
Nice.
How powerful are you looking to make this? Like, are you looking to knock this guy down so someone else can try to finish him off, or so that you can try to finish him off with something? Are you trying to straight up rip this guy in half, kind of an effect, you know?
I don't know that I want to, make it a bloodbath for my peers. So maybe I want to definitely knock him down, and then I could like whip out my pistol and try and shoot him when he's down. So this is more of just a way to like
A gust of
shabam,
wind or
get
something.
him down.
Somewhere in the book it says, so I think it's down at the bottom of the rules. It'll say like the levels of what Tempest will do. So like here it is. So like 0's weak, so you can like the gentle breeze or like a candle flame, and 6 is like devastating, so you literally summon like a hurricane wind or like a bomb essentially goes off.
Which page is that on?
61.
61. Is that on our on the references tab? Or is that...
No, it's
No.
Oh, okay.
You
'Cause
would,
Adobe
you would
isn't-
probably want Serious Force, which is a level 3. It says
Yeah, I was
staggering
thinking
wind.
Yeah.
Staggering wind, yes. Okay, so if I want to do that, what must I do?
So go to your character sheet.
You just take 3 stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then mark 3 little stress checkboxes.
Little stress.
There you go.
I'm stressed.
0.5.
Okay.
There we go.
So, what does this look like to have Lyric summon this ghostly wind?
I envision myself kind of like sort of like Storm from the X-Men, you know? I do a little bit of magic moves with my hands and everybody's like, what the crap is actually going on? So and I tell my friends, stand back, this is not gonna be pretty. You're gonna hate me a little bit. But so I summon this kind of little tornado and just thrust it straight towards the guy who's running at me, and he's just
He falls down into the. We established that you guys are walking through knee-high water, so he falls down in the water,
Yep.
which is a similar position that Oscar is in at the moment, just an FYI. And so he falls down in the water, and you said you wanted to try to follow up with a gunshot or something.
yeah.
All right, so that would
Shoot him in the
be
face.
most likely, and like I said, ultimately you get to decide, but that would most likely be finesse for
Okay.
shooting your gun.
Actually, Hunt is shooting your gun.
Yeah, and I do have a point
Yeah,
in
yeah.
hunt, so that's probably what I would want to do.
Hunt is shooting your gun. Yeah. All right.
All right, time to hunt. And what do I need for the input value?
That
0.
is
Just
that
0.
is-
Okay.
It's 0 unless you want to take 2 stress and gain 1, or take a devil's bargain.
I think I'm just gonna shoot him. Shoot him while he's down.
Ooh, no, you ain't.
Why not?
Congrats.
I mean, help! Help! So after my badass display of mighty power, I just like what? Drop my gun.
I would say you probably got it wet while walking through the sewers, and you go to pull the trigger, and there's just a click.
No.
Powder's wet.
I could look over to what cases and be like, got another shot? Help the sister out?
So is this a point in time where Silas could like jump up from the body that he's doing and just go straight for the nearest enemy here, to try and like maybe grapple him into the ground or something?
The nearest enemy would probably be the one that is looking like he's about to attempt to jump on top of Oscar.
Oh yeah, I'd go for
Try
him.
to drown him.
Yeah.
We also have to decide because we're coming close on time up, and we want to have some time to do XP and stuff. So how do you guys want to try to finish this combat encounter out and then do that?
Well, it depends on. I mean, the combat encounter shouldn't last too much longer.
I
It
think with
also
2
just
dudes,
depends on.
so.
It depends on how much time you think it's going to take us to do XP, and also how much more combat there's going to be after this.
Assumedly, if I succeed, we'll only have 1 guy left. So.
Yeah. There's only 2 guys alive left
Mhm.
because.
And I count as 5, so
Yeah.
I think we
Silas
outnumber
killed
them.
1, and then Cases
You
killed
do the
1.
math.
One of
Okay.
them is on his butt because of a windstorm, and the other is about to try to jump on top of Oscar, who is also on his ass.
Understand?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the one that's not in a windstorm. It's about to jump like a feeble old man.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I got you, old
probably
guy.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm just gonna try and like jump onto his back and just face plant him into the sewer and try to drown him.
Nice.
Get him.
That's my favorite. So, what are you wanting to use for this?
I think that's skirmish again because it's really close
Yeah.
quarters here.
Fine.
I'll ask, like, what would a devil's bargain be here that I could use?
Let's see. What would be a good devil's bargain to use here? What are you carrying on you?
I have my weapons, and then like I was actually about to say like I could drop something into the sewer and then like spend some time having to find it.
That was going to be my suggestion. I don't think dropping your knuckle dusters makes
Yeah,
much sense because
yeah.
they're kind of
They
firmly
rust
attached.
instantly.
yeah, I could drop like I have some manacles and a chain or like a spear, like a rage essence vial. I think the vial.
The vial.
The vial is in like my pocket, and as I go to like tackle this dude, like it falls out.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm gonna
That's
go
the
to
devil's
search
sword.
for that thing. Yeah, okay, I'll take it.
Alright.
Let's see how this goes. Come on, baby.
Highest result
Wait.
is a 3. Hold on a second. How many d6s did you roll?
I should have rolled 3.
Yeah, there's 3 there. Alright.
Okay.
So you rolled 3, so failure.
Yeah.
You jump on top of him and start trying to hold him under.
What position was I in there, by the way? Because
Controlled.
okay.
He didn't know you were there, I think. Unless, all these things are debatable, as always,
I mean, he's trying to jump an old man. I guess he's not looking at me.
Yeah, he's not paying attention to you, so
Yeah,
I
it takes
think
everyone's
control,
full focus to jump an old man, for sure.
for sure. So,
Yeah,
yeah, you were controlled, so... Come on, where's my page here? Here it is. Yeah, so... You're blocked, you're resistant, you falter. Press on by seizing a risky opportunity. or
Yeah,
trying to win a
I
row.
think I'll go for that because since it's dropped to risky, I think like now rather than just pushing this dude into the water and drowning him, I'm like struggling with him in the water, choking him out, and trying to get him onto like maybe on my stomach to drown
That's
him
what
now.
I was thinking. I'm thinking the risky opportunity is that you have to try to put him in a chokehold and then roll over, so you're both under the water while you're trying to choke him out.
Yeah. And a cool thing here is that when you move down to a different position, you get to roll the same dice pool, which is nice. So,
yeah,
I'll roll again. There we go.
that's more like
That's
it.
beta.
Yeah, you're able to choke him out, or would you try to go for a neck break maybe to try?
No, I think what happens is we see like them go into the water for a sec, and then like Silas emerges, and like his hands are in the water, and it's struggling, and slowly the struggling ceases for a bit.
Yeah.
And it stops, and then he like just lets the guy go.
And while this is happening, we see Oscar like slowly lifting himself up, and he's like cursing out. He's like, "Willie, I thought you said this was going to be clear. What's all this about?"
Silas yells to Oscar, Mike, stop yelling at Willie and get the job done.
Oh, fuck you, Silas. Thanks for the help, by the way.
There's one left, by the way.
Oh, fuck you, Willie. Fuck you, Oscar. And no, I got you, mate.
Yeah.
It's all fake anger.
Yeah.
While you're struggling with this guy Silas, the guy that was knocked down, he's starting to try to get up while that's happening.
So
Anyone has, except Silas, essentially has an opportunity to act in response to that.
okay.
I'm gonna sick
I
Willie
mean-
on him again. But this time Willie's just gonna punch him in the mouth like a bunch. I assume that he landed against the ground, right? Like,
Yeah.
and so
he's-
Willie is gonna to this guy just appear on top of him, just like pummeling his face.
All right, go ahead and roll a tune.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to pull up my character sheet. Sorry.
By the way, as soon as that stops, Silas is now looking for his vial, so he's not going to be much of a help for a little bit.
I can't find character. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm rolling a tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice result is a 3. Willie's not much help at the moment.
I just
Damn
look at
you,
Willie,
Willie.
and I see him like miss, and then like kind of like the guy gets up through him, and Willie's like he throws up his hands, and I'm like, oh, pox, you gobshay, what are
He's
you
just
doing?
like, it's really smelly in here, Oscar. I can't think.
No, he doesn't say that. He's just like, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Willie doesn't have an accent. I'm sorry.
I'm trying. Do you remember reading anything in the rules, Ian, about like something that people can carry on them to try to ward off spirits?
Spearbane charm.
Yeah. This guy Toads has one of those.
So then like Willie puts up his hands, but like as he's phasing through him, he totally sees this charm hanging around his neck as he passes through him, and he points to Oscar and he's like, he's got the charm. Shit, he doesn't have an accent. He's got a charm.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Willie can't do anything to this guy.
Well, shit. I just kind of like we see like maybe Lyric looks at Oscar and Oscar is like,
Like, come on, guys.
Like, I'm no use here.
Silas is reading. He's like, mate, have you taken care of that man over there?
What did you just say?
He's asking if you've done the job, like, have you taken care of him?
I just I imagine I'm still I'm kind of still getting up while this is happening, and he's over there trying to drown a man, and I'm like, no, he's still up. He's got some fight in him.
What cases? Do you want to do anything?
Please
Help.
help.
I'm like, can I can I draw this sword?
For real this time.
Did you bring your pastels?
Yeah.
Dang
It's a beautiful shade. I'm gonna attempt to stab him with the sword.
Okay. Roll skirmish.
All right.
Same rules apply.
I'm gonna try my darndest. It's very special for me to try to use the sword. I don't get it. I don't like them.
Just as
Do
a
you want
reminder,
to take the stress?
Yeah.
I know this is the first session, so I'm probably going to be reminding you guys of all this a lot. But you can push yourself for 2 stress to get an extra
Which is
an
what
extra
he's
die,
doing.
or a devil's bargain.
Yeah, I'm pushing myself on this one. I've never become comfortable with the swords, even though I try to ingratiate myself. I don't like them.
I think it's like he pulls the sword out. He's like, Bilbo!
It's more of just it's so unbelievably sloppy. I'm just like lunging at him.
Maybe I'll cut him somewhere.
You may roll 1d6.
Okay. Skirmish. Boop.
Well, didn't you say you're pushing
go.
yourself too? Oh, you're pushing yourself for the 1, right? It didn't go.
Yeah.
He has a 0 in skirmish by default. So
So I have to put 1 as an extra?
yeah,
Or what? Oh, okay.
in the extra input value, you put 1.
There you go.
4. All right. So you are able to do it, but there's a consequence: suffer harm, complication. All right. Yeah, he is able to pull out a dagger because he lost his sword when he fell, and he's able to try to stab you, and he maybe gets you in the leg. So you're gonna take a harm.
So I take 2 stress and then
And you're gonna put
leg wound.
So
leg
you
wound.
you could intake
Okay.
a wound, or you could try to resist it.
Yeah.
Which is resisting's interesting because you start off taking a base of 6, and then you roll one of your you see the number above all your skill stuff, like prowess and insight and resolve. So with resisting, so I've resisted prowess a couple times, so I roll 3d6, and then I subtract the highest of that roll from the stress I would take. So I've taken 0 stress from that because I got a 6 each time.
Okay.
Also, to make sure to clarify, if you choose not to resist, I would put this leg wound not in the need help harm section.
Yeah.
The one that says -1 die, -1
okay.
D.
So that would
It's
just be
it's not a serious wound.
that
That's
would
a
impact
second
my ability to
level.
run really fast, but not my ability
Yeah.
to breathe and live.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It'll take a -1 ongoing for a little bit. So.
Okay.
And again, that's if you choose not to resist.
Yeah.
I don't imagine. I mean, I'm pretty sure my eyes aren't even open when I stab. I don't think I'm fully invested in avoiding the wound. I'm just trying to kill him. So, leg wound. Okay.
I'll
2
fix
legs.
that later.
1
I'll fix
wound.
that later.
Oh, I see.
I'll fix that later in the character sheet. Okay. You did it though. You killed him. So there are 4 bloody corpses floating in the sewer, and some of you are a little worse for wear, but you're not
I'm
dead.
stressed.
I like.
Alright.
I think Silas jumps up with his vial. He's like, "Oi, did you kill him?" And he looks
I did.
around. He sees nobody, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
All right,
Alright.
let's do XP and stuff. Everyone's favorite part of role-playing games.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you go to your playbook, you should have a little playbook advancement section, kind of in the middle-ish.
It's also on your character sheet.
Yeah. So, if anyone ever rolled a desperate action, they should have been able to mark XP for that.
I think I was the only one that did that.
Yeah,
Does taking stress not count as the same thing?
No.
It's just the quality of the the stress.
Also, Silas, make sure to mark a checkbox in your playbook advancement and in whatever it is you roll the desperate action in.
I thought it was just in the desperate action.
If you, because I'm pretty sure when you roll a desperate action, you mark advancement for the
action you roll.
The action you rolled.
Yeah.
So let's say yours was skirmish.
Mine was the skirmish. Yeah. So I've already I marked it. I've got it noted in there.
So you'd put your prowess up 1, and let's see after that. So no one else rolled any desperate actions.
Nope.
And then you have a playbook specific XP goal. For instance, what cases yours is when you address a tough challenge with deception or influence. Did you do that thing?
I think I'm probably gonna have ended up doing that. I don't think it happened this session.
Well, I think you did because you became a red sash in order to handle the situation of like having some sort of extra disguise.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that addresses the situation rather than I was wondering if it would be like I'd get the XP now or if it happens when that becomes relevant. But I guess it's immediately it's like something I did. So
yeah, totally.
It's like when you do the thing.
That makes sense.
And these sort of things too, the playbook specific XPs, they come up each time you do it, right? Like it's not like if you just do it once, like you can only get 1 per session. So
yeah.
No.
Okay.
Okay. And then so everyone just make sure you check what your playbook specific goal is. And like Matt said, if you did that, you can mark an XP for each time you think you did that.
Should we say what those times are, like now, or okay.
Where does that go?
It's under playbook in your character sheet. Near
it's
if you scroll down past like
advancement.
alchemicals.
Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So 1.
And then this is for everyone. If you've expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background, and also mark XP if you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. That's not relevant yet because we haven't really got into any of that. But does anyone feel like they expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I do.
Okay. Mark XP.
I believe that I did that. Yeah, I believe I did that in the. Well, it's kind of loose, but in the just using Willie to get into a place type thing, because that's what I did in my entire investigative career, was use Willie to get into places I shouldn't be, and have him relay information to me.
Okay.
So I think that's my background. Okay, I'll mark
I
that.
think that's fair.
I also put down 2 different things for when I address a tough challenge with arcane power or knowledge because of the time when I tried to use Willie to strangle a man, and the time when we went inside. And I used him and his ability to attune to scout out the area and try to give us that advantage.
Okay.
Would you say that I struggled with issues from my vice
Yeah.
today?
You know what?
You had a struggle.
You know what? Yes, you can mark XP for that, sir.
Thank you.
Attaboy. Yeah, we all had to deal with that struggle because of your vice.
Yeah, too bad there's not one for if you had to deal with consequences from someone else being a dumbass. Mark XP.
We get experience really quickly.
Everyone would get XP all the freaking time.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I addressed a challenge with my Tempest powers,
Yep.
so
There you
I don't
go.
know if that counts.
You can get it.
Definitely, you can mark XP for that.
I got a few. So mine is address a tough challenge with violence or threats.
You did that twice.
I did that a couple times. So like when I threatened the guards, hey man, I'm gonna fight you.
Yep.
You tripped the guy.
I was gonna say I tried to trip Bajo. I don't know
Yeah.
if that wasn't a success,
No,
but
you didn't.
I did
And I would
stop getting
say,
punched. Do I get it for getting a crit on not getting hit in the face
I think
and stopping us from getting thrown out of the building?
I think that one thing that we should establish is that for every combat encounter, if you address the problem with your playbook specific thing, then you get a mark XP, not for
Each
every
attack,
enemy
yeah.
slain. You know?
No.
So
Yeah.
Well,
so
and
like
it-
for this combat encounter, Silas, you addressed it with violence. So you would get 1 XP for the combat encounter as a whole, not for each man that you murdered.
No,
That
I know.
makes sense.
I get that. I was going to get to that in a minute. I was more going off of the part where I tried to chip Bajo Baj and then failed, and then as we were about to suffer the consequences from that, I succeeded in not doing that thing. Is that, or I think it's loose there. I'm okay
I have a
either
question.
way.
Is it only important when he succeeds using that? I mean, or is that like an expression that like he's the guy that wants to trip him because he's
No,
pissed?
actually, it does.
That doesn't matter, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's like when you address a problem with this, not
Okay.
when you succeed. So I think that the attempt
Actually, you know what? I think that's more of a belief of his because Silas doesn't like to be pushed around a lot. I think that's more of a
that was sort of a
expressive belief.
reactionary thing, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
It's
I
what
think
drives
that's a
you.
little bit of a push to not. So I'll
You gotta
just
put some
say it's
respect
that.
on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
There you
I think I got 2 from my playbook for violence and threats, and then 1 from belief.
Okay, and then 1 for desperate action, right?
Yes, but I already marked that. So
But you also mark it in your playbook advancement. I don't see it marked yet.
do you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
when you roll a desperate action. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, we need to close it out for the night, so that Emily can get to watching Agents of Shield, so she can read.
Oh yeah.
So let's very quickly go through some quick shout-outs. Let's start with Emily.
You can follow my YouTube channel at MMightySophia. It's EM, the word mighty, SOFIA. I'm doing TV reviews still, currently stuff like Game of Thrones and Bates Motel and all the nitty-gritty, dark, and creepy stuff. So if you like that, I watch TV shows about it and review them. And you can also follow me on Twitter, which is the exact same handle. So those are just a couple of places where you can find me, and I tweet about things I care about and retweet cool people. So that's me.
Cool. Anthony.
Shout out to Overwatch because I wasn't sure if I liked it, and now that it's gone, I wish I could play it. So I guess that probably means I should get it. Thanks a lot, Blizzard. Thanks a lot.
Blizzard always takes your money.
Yeah. They sure do.
All right, Ian.
Hi, I'm Ian. Follow me on Twitter.
No, but I've been working on art for the characters and stuff this week. Not a whole lot because it's been real busy, which makes me feel sad. So be looking out for that on Twitter and stuff, on the Friendly Fire Twitter and my Twitter. So
Cool.
that's it.
Sweet, man. Mike, how about you?
Hi, I'm Michael. You can follow me if you wish on @Michael Yater on Twitter. It's MichaelYater. I tweet out like when we're doing this, and if I ever do any streams. Like I've been playing Dark Souls 3. It's a lot of fun. I really like it. You should play Dark Souls 3. That's my big shout out for one of my big shout outs for the day is always going to be Dark Souls 3 because it's phenomenal. Also, John Harper, he had to leave, but he was here for the first half of the session. He's the guy that made this fantastic game that we're playing. So shout out to him as always for making an awesome game that we can all play and have a good time with. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my name is Matt. Hello. This is what I do during my not day job hours, and I appreciate it. So what I want to do is I want to shout out you, the viewer. Thank you for coming and watching. I hope you had a good time watching tonight. We'll be back next week, May 17th at 6:30 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/friendlyfiretv. Doing the same thing. We'll probably finish out this score and then head off into the next one, basically. So yeah, you can always follow all of our Twitters. There's a link to it in the chat. And you can also see it on our picture frames just below our names. So if you ever want to get more insights or memes from us, then, well, that's where you can do it. And also you can check out the VODs for this episode and the previous one, as well as the entirety of our Age of Rebellion series that we completed a couple months ago on youtube.com/friendlyfiretvgaming. It is right there in the chat. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to try to end us now. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you had a good time, and have a good night. Oh, wait. Make sure to hit the follow button, which is directly below Ian, if you haven't already. Okay, cool. Thanks. Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.